Hello everyone, welcome to a short lesson video on the subtopic Merger of Sole Trader and Partnership under the topic Business Purchase and Merger for Cambridge A-Level Accounting. Before we proceed, please note, abbreviations are used in this presentation only due to space constraints. Abbreviations are strictly not allowed in the Cambridge exams. So let's solve a past paper question of this type. This is a question from May-June 2021, paper variant 3-1. Abdul and Basha have been in partnership for many years. On December 31, 2020, the partnership business merged with Carl's business. So this is a question of a merger of a partnership with a sole trader concern. They have then given us the statements of financial position for both partnership as well as the sole trader concern. After this, we have been provided additional information and then they have asked us to calculate the goodwill of Carl's business in part A. So let us start solving the question. It says here in point 2 of additional information that the goodwill for the partnership has been valued at $50,000, whereas the goodwill value for Carl's business was to be the average profit for the last 3 years. Carl's profit had increased by 15% each year for the last 3 years. And the profit for this year is given to us in the first additional information point. That is, Abdul and Basha had a profit of $64,000 during the year and Carl had a profit of $21,160 in this year. So let us start the calculation of goodwill for Carl. Since goodwill is valued at the average of last 3 years' profit, we will have to write down the 3 years that have passed. That is 2020, 2019 and 2018. In 2020, we have seen that the profit is $21,160. Let the profit in 2018 be 100. And since every year the profit is increasing by 15%, the profit of 2019 will be 100 plus 100 into 15%. That is equal to 115. Similarly, in 2020, the profit will be 115 plus 115 into 15%. That is 132.25. So 21,160 is equal to 132.25. So how much is the profit of 2019? We can cross multiply to find out the answer. 21,160 into 115 divide by 132.25. That will give us a profit of 18,400 for the year 2019. Similarly, if 18,400 is the profit for 2019 and that is equal to 115, how much is the profit for 2018? Again, we can cross multiply 18,400, that is the profit for 2019, into 100 upon 115. We are cross multiplying these figures. That should give us a profit of $16,000 for 2018. We have to find out the average profit for the last 3 years. So that is 21,160 plus 18,400 plus 16,000. That is a total of 55,560. So this is your total profit of the last 3 years. So now we have to find out goodwill, which is nothing but total profit of last 3 years divide by number of years. Why? Because goodwill is the average of last 3 years profit. So that is 55,560 upon 3, and that means goodwill is valued at 18,520. That is part A. Next, we are required to prepare a statement showing the movement in the capital account for each of Abdul, Basha and Carl. So basically we are going to prepare the capital accounts in vertical form, and we will start the format with the capital and current account opening balances. So we are preparing the statement of capital movement, and we are doing this for each of the three people, Adul, Basha and Karl. We are starting with the opening balances of capital and current accounts. So capital account, these are already given to us in the statements of financial position, and then we show the current account balances. B has a negative current account balance, so it will be in brackets. This is a merger, so there has been a revaluation of assets and liabilities. Let us focus on that next. So for Adul and Basha, the office equipment has been revalued at $580,000, whereas the net book value was $564,000, and the motor vehicles were valued at $88,000, whereas the net book value was $98,200. So we will record this now. So let's write revaluation of assets, and we will need to prepare a working note for this. So working note 1. So working note 1, for Adul and Basha, the office equipment was revalued at $580,000. The net book value was $564,000. So there has been an increase in the valuation of office equipment by $16,000. And in the case of motor vehicles, it has been revalued at $88,000. The original net book value was $98,200. That means a fall in the value of $10,200. So for Adul and Basha, there has been an increase of $16,000 and a decrease of $10,200 in the valuation of assets. Therefore, a net increase of $5,800. Now this $5,800 increase will be enjoyed by both Adul and Basha, but they don't have a partnership agreement. So as per Partnership Act, whenever there is no partnership agreement, the profits are divided between the two partners equally. So both Adul and Basha will enjoy half of this. That means $2,900 for Adul and $2,900 for Basha. We will now record this in our statement of capital movement. That means 2,900 in Adul's column and 2,900 in Basha's column. Let us now compute the revaluation of assets for C. In the case of Karl, office equipment was valued at $230,000, whereas the net book value was $265,000. Motor vehicles net book value was $65,000 and it was valued at $62,000. Trade receivable was valued at $35,000 and the net book value of trade receivables was $36,000. So let us now record the increase or decrease in revaluation of Karl's assets. So for Karl, office equipment was revalued at $230,000. Net book value was $265,000. So there was a decrease of $35,000 for office equipment. In the case of motor vehicles, there was a decrease of $3,000. And in the case of trade receivables, there was a decrease on valuation of $1,000. So there was a total decrease of $39,000 in the valuation of assets on merger. It is a decrease, so it will be a negative figure because it reduces the capital. Another item that will increase the capital of the merged business will be goodwill. So let us look at that next. So we know that the goodwill for the partnership firm has been valued at $50,000. We also know that there was no partnership agreement between Adul and Basha, so everything will be divided equally. And we have already computed the goodwill for Karl's business in part A of this question. So goodwill of $50,000 divided equally between Adul and Basha, and we have computed 18,520 as the goodwill of Karl's business. Now these are all items that are increasing the amount owed by the merged firm to A, B and C. That means that it is increasing the capital and the partners are therefore credited with these amounts. We will now look at what the partners owe to the merged firm. Before that, let us total these columns. Now we have been told that two motor vehicles had an equal value in the business of Atul and Basha. Immediately after the merger, Atul would take one of the motor vehicles for his own use. In the eyes of the merged business, Atul and Basha's motor vehicles have a value of $88,000 and we are preparing this statement immediately after the merger. So we have to think from the point of view of the merged business. So in the merged business, if Abdul is taking one of the motor vehicles for his own use out of two motor vehicles, that means out of 88,000 he is taking 44,000 worth of vehicles for his own use. Like I said before, that the first part of this statement is the merged firm thanking the partners. And now we come to the partners thanking the merged firm. So what is one of the things that the partners are thanking the merged firm for? The motor vehicle which has been taken over by Atul for his own use, and the value of that motor vehicle is $44,000. And this will be a negative figure because it reduces the capital of the merged firm. Another thing that the partners have to thank the merged firm for is the goodwill that the partners will enjoy in the future. And this goodwill of the merged firm will be enjoyed by the partners in the new profit sharing ratio that is given to us in the question. In point 4, they have told us that the new profit sharing ratio would be 2:2:1. So we will divide the total goodwill in this ratio. Goodwill is written off because the partners have agreed to do so in point 5 of additional information, and it will be written off in the new profit sharing ratio, that is 2:2:1, and we will need to prepare a fresh working note for this to find out the goodwill written off for each partner. Working note 2. The total goodwill of the firm is 50,000 from the partnership, that is Atul and Basha's partnership, plus $18,520 of goodwill which was from Carl's business. That means a total of $68,520 of goodwill. This will be divided between the partners in the ratio 2:2:1, that means 2/5, 2/5 and 1/5 for Atul, Basha and Carl. So for Atul it will be 27,408, same for Basha, and for Carl it will be 13,704. We will now record this in our statement of capital movement. So 27,408 for A, same for B, and 13,704 for C. These will all be negative figures because they are reducing the capital and the partners are being debited. We have completed the statement of capital movement. We can now do the totals. So it will be 409,900 minus 44,000 minus 27,408 for A, that is 338,492, and the same way we will solve for B and C. So that completes part B of our question. The last part of the question requires us to calculate the value of total assets of the new business immediately after the merger. Basically, this is the assets section of the statement of financial position. If we look at the fair values that have been computed at the time of merger, the merged firm now has office equipment of 580,000 plus 230,000. It has motor vehicles of 88,000 plus 62,000, but Atul has taken away motor vehicles of 44,000, so that will be subtracted. We will now record this in our statement of financial position assets section, that is part C of this question. As usual, we will start with our non-current assets, that is office equipment. Total office equipment of $810,000. Then we come to motor vehicles, that is $106,000 of motor vehicles. So that is our non-current assets, no other non-current assets in the statement of financial position. So we will total this now. Next we go on to our current assets. In reverse order of liquidity, we will list down the current assets one by one. Inventory has not been revalued at the time of merger, so inventory will be taken over at the book value. Trade receivable of Abdul and Basha has not been revalued at the time of merger, so we will take the trade receivables of Abdul and Basha at book value, and for Carl it has been revalued, so we will take trade receivables at revalued figure, and cash equivalents will be taken over as well. So we will make a note of all this in our statement of financial position after merger. Trade receivables comes after inventory, and finally we have cash and cash equivalents. So now we can total the current assets section, that is $222,500. Once we have finished this, we can write down total assets, that is 916,000 plus 222,500. It should come to $1,138,500. That completes part C of our question, and that means the whole question is now completed. So that was merger of sole trader and partnership. We will do a sum on another type of merger in the next video.